Where are you, hound? There you are, boy. Alright, we better just tell the good folks that come to watch us what's happening. Yesterday you should have saw a contracting, but I had all kinds of problems with it. After the third attempt, I gave up. So, the contracting series, as from now, has finished. I'm very much of the school of thought that if at first you don't succeed, give up and go on, because it's certainly not going to be your day. So instead, I'm doing the Blickling today. You will see this on the normal day, but that's why the gap is yesterday. So from now on, it'll just be 4 until the challenge series is finished. Then we'll be down to 3. Anyway, I'll tell you what we're going to do once I change over to farm mode. Alright, welcome back to Blickling. This is Blickling in the beautiful Norfolk countryside, and we have a little bit of work to do here. I think we'd better clean this lot up for a start of. Yeah, so has anything got a bucket on? That hasn't. That hasn't. Oh well, be quick to put the bucket on here, I think. If I can remember what I've done with it. Now that's always a problem, you see. My memory is such that I just cannot remember what I've done with anything. I think I did buy a bucket. Did we leave that in the big shed? Yes. This is why I need some help here. I need someone just to find the equipment for me. Or perhaps we didn't buy a bucket. I thought we had. But apparently I haven't. Let's have a look. Got a little bit of a heads up. I have an off-screen version of this map running as well. That's the universe, the big one. Bum bum bum. No, I don't know what I did. No, I don't know. I have actually bought a bucket, so we've got enough money. We buy a bucket. We go and pick that up first now. Where we telehandlers, skid steer. Actually, for what I'm using this for, a skid steer would work very well indeed, but a bit out of my price range. No, we haven't got one of these. And that's going to have to be this. Looks like I just got this. Here's the trouble. I'm getting old. Now I could get them to deliver. In fact, I think I will, just to speed things up a little bit. And I had a trying day. Now what we'd be doing, looking after the cattle today. That's the universe, that's not the one. Looks like it should be this one, that's the one. Reset it. Now hopefully that should have reset out here somewhere. Oh, look at that. Yeah, this is one of the few maps I've got, apart from the base maps, which I still play with, which I still got reset wherever, because a lot of the newbie and Riverview type only resets back to shop. But we're going to use this makes more sense and change everything around. Whoa. Just back up a little bit. Then having to change everything around on the tractor. And we might as well make good use of this. I like this telehandler. I actually prefer this telehandler to the modern ones. Actually, you got a better feel all round than you have on the more modern ones, and the controls are simple. And when you're a simple beggar like me, that counts for a lot. As you know, I am employing Bob come the spring. At the moment we're still in midwinter. I might just, if the weather holds, I might just have a good plowing one, because there's been no frost. We should be able to plow still. So we pick this lot up. That's it better. I'm not using the wheel on the stick so much now. I will still use it at times. It is an actual thing, but normally, because where that's used, you haven't got a raised edge to the feeder. It's a flat. Come on. There we go. Let's see if we can pick some more of this up. I think we are, actually. Oh, we're picking a little up there. That's better. It's easier with a wheel on a stick, but not quite as, what's that, realistic, because that is an actual thing. I forget what I was watching the other day, and they actually shoe one of those things working. Yeah, I'll leave the rest of that there. Right, let's get this. This is going to have to go in either mixed feeder or the silage silos, but I think we're trying to mix feeder first. But the only thing wrong with this is its speed, or rather lack of this telehandler. But I'm not going to be using it too far away from the farm. It will be going out into the fields, especially when it comes to baling time, trying to pick the bales up. I know you're all looking forward to that. More than I am anyway. Well, we have washed a whole load of stuff, by the way. Oh, you wouldn't believe it now, looking at it all again. Because Bob is living in the village, he has managed to rent a small place in the village itself, so I did offer him to, stay in the house. We've got the spare room. But he decided he'd rather stay away. I don't really blame him. Stay away from the place. Now, I do need to get a second tractor on. I know. Well, actually a fourth tractor. But we haven't got the money. We certainly haven't know how to buy that. Right. We need some TMR in. You can see why I normally drive in. I'm going to drive in with this too. I've been looking at about, I fancy a Fultra as the other tractor. Around 250 horsepower should do it. This one will be used mainly for all the heavy stuff. But I want one so that when I need a heavy tractor I can have it, because Bob's going to be doing a lot of the heavy work. He doesn't know it yet, but I take him on to be my slave. Pat will tell him all about that when she comes home on occasion. She knows all about being the slave here. As we head on down, so I need to turn this round back onto the thing. More reversing. My reversing skills are certainly getting tested. There's one thing I with this farm, which has been the family some time. When it was designed, it was designed to have plenty of room for moving about on. I hate these farms where you're so constricted. Oh, we're a bit close to that. Just take it off there a bit. Let's see what we've got in here. Well, fill it up if we can. I think that had to do straw. I think we're going to leave that. We'll do the rest of that tomorrow. What I'm going to do, I think, is park this up somewhere. I could try and park it in the barn, but you know my reversing. You've all seen my reversing. Would you want me the car parking person? If you went out to the theatre and they had valet parking, would you want to see me doing it for you? I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to see me doing it. Oh, yes, in there. Now I'm going to grab a hold of a plough. I'm going to take the Jimster now before anybody shouts. I know this isn't more MR, but I'm going to use that. I seem to recall it works okay. And we're just going to go down and just. Actually, I don't want a plough. I can cultivate. I can get away with cultivating. Whoops. Go next door and take the cultivator. None of those are bandits that want ploughing, but you know, it's just to shake it up in case we do get some frost, just to break the soil down a bit. I ain't got the weight on the front here either. I wonder what I've done with it. Wait a minute, is that one here? Yes, that's a weight. Still got that other weight here. I must take that back and sell that. Although if we get another tractor, we'll need it for that, I suppose. Well, too close. That's got it. Yeah, we do need a weight on for this, because we try and do that without, we're liable to hit all kinds of little problems. Right, well, like going the wrong way, that's a definite problem. I have not having a weight on. You always do that if you haven't got a weight on. One thing I have to remember when I come to cut the grass for the first time, to leave a strip or a couple of strips. I need another field. What I'm going to do once the 11 is clear, I'm going to put that down to grass. Keep that one just fresh cutting for the cattle. And then we keep 11 turn it to hay, because we shouldn't be able to, but we can silage the hay. Don't ask me how. We might start on this. I won't finish this up to today. I'm going to start over here. Back or up to the edge. And we just turn this in a bit. In fact, I know we've got to start, and we'll check we are okay. Well, missed a bit at the edge, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm not going to try and do this freehand. Again, you all know me doing things freehand ends up like. That's okay. Okay. That seems to be okay. Yep, looks good. Get rid of that. And away we jolly well go. Yeah, it's better. This one will get most of it done. Do need to go across the top there, but oh, look at this, huh? We're struggling here. Lock the diffs. The thing is, we're not really on the field now. We're too far off the edge of the field, so we're just. At least we're getting all the field now. I'm going to take the diff locks off before I try and turn this thing. As I mentioned before, one thing you would not try and do is turn one of these. It's a diff lock. So I'll keep the four-wheel in, but four-wheel driving, but don't try and turn one of these. This is, as I've mentioned before, about East Anglia, Norfolk especially. People think it's dead flat. Oh, I just know what I've just done. Press the wrong button. Good at doing that. But it's not. There's a lot of very deceptive gradient changes. As you saw on this field, it drops away quite considerably. I'm just doing this edge here, then we'll do two up the top here. Give us room to turn around in. Don't knock down the footpath sign. Oh, no, we're going to do the other side. Do the other side as I said I'd do. I know we missed up there, but we'll catch that at some point. So we're going uphill here, and you can hear the engine really pulling. It's not it's 310 horsepower here, so it's not actually a weak tractor. But it's nice to get this done, and we have several we can sow almost straight away as soon as the weather's right. I'm not going to do them all. I'm going to try and spread them out a bit, just to keep the work going. Ah, press the wrong button. Hold on. Just tab her back. Oh, we weren't there. That's better. Unless you hit these buttons dead right. I think I'm going to hit the 3 button on its own. Well, it couldn't be numbers through the control. Anyway, what was I hit the wrong button? That's done. There we go. This will keep us occupied for the rest of this episode. So we looked after the cattle, the cattle and the greenhouse, and we ought to really have another look at the greenhouses, but we won't do that until we got this done and dusted, and it's going to be a bit messy this end. I will tidy all this up at the end. I will go and put we will go and do this along here. But a couple edges in there. I know you'd normally do the headlands last when you're doing field work, but as we've got a direct drill seed, it won't make too much difference. Oh, you can just hear that engine having to fight all the way. And there goes one of the transports over. Again, I won't get right to the edge here. Well, almost though. Just give myself some room to turn around. I know there's 2 or 3 schools of thought about cultivating winter, or even just before the winter, late autumn. I like to do it personally. I like to get the goodness from the chaff into the ground so it can break down through the winter. Especially when not having that harder winters here. It seems a bit of a shame not to make use of it for the bacteria to get to work on everything. Well, what I'm going to do, don't forget to lift the cultivator. We're just going to do this little bit here. Better. Now it should be relatively straightforward, he said. Would you believe, hopefully? Right then. Always make certain you've got the cultivator in the ground when you start a strip. There's nothing more embarrassing than get to the other end, go and lift it and find out you never lowered it. Should be able to tell because the engine. Oh no, this bit here, it's really having to fight hard. I think we need to put this on to get it off. That's it, heavy duty. It's just trying to find the right control. We put it onto heavy duty. We've got speed up again, so we take the diffs out, which was a mistake. Now we can't do that, the diff's going uphill. Plowing is going to be fun. I think it could be a job for Bob when we come around to plough. Luckily we don't have to plough anything this year. We can get away with just doing what we're doing. I could actually get away with just seeing straight in. Take the diff locks out again. No, it's going to come complete a character game. That's just my wound at the moment. So you know, I'm cutting down a lot of the shares I'm doing. I'm going to cut it down to just 3. And this is one of them for starting. I enjoy this map so much. That reminds me of home. Well, some of the things, it's only about 30-40 miles from where I live, I suppose. So you could say this is home. think we better drop the diff locks in from the start this time. We've got it on heavy duty, so it's got more of the power through. One of the things I have to say I do miss about use manual gearbox, you can sort the right gear out. This does it automatically, but it's not foolproof. As you can see, we really are struggling up this bit, this side of the field. This is where it really does take off. Everything struggles up here. As I said before, one of the things we don't do normally, we don't bother flat things. There's normally no need. This is why Great Eastern locos, and I mean the old original Great Eastern, not the modern excuse for Great Eastern railway used to, they say, have some of the hardest working engines in the country. Well, Shap was about the only place where they regularly went up and down the mountain, so that was tight. But in Norfolk, we didn't bother with fire ducts and tunnels. We just laid the track on the ground and just hoped for it, and hope things went well. One or two fire ducts, of course, in East Anglia, but as a whole, there is none. There's certainly no cuttings as such. I must remember too, the days are short now, aren't they? So I'm not going to get too long. I better just bung on those again right at the start. And away we go yet again. Well, about a quarter of the way, I suppose. Certainly not going to finish it off. Watch your hair, I will finish this up off screen. I don't think I've got enough muck. I should think about mucking on the field, but I ain't got enough muck for that. This is about the smallest of fields we've got to deal with, but you can see 11, well, straight ahead over there. I'm going to grass that, I think. And just use that just as grass. Probably the quicker you get when you've done a bit. So sad. This is the dangerous bit. You see, we missed a little bit there, but we'll catch that when we see. But a little bit of frost on this land now, and it gives it a lovely tilt. But we are on fairly heavy land, so it needs a lot of work on it. We can't just get away with direct drilling. It would work, but not for long. Land with the fence gets so compact that you need a pneumatic drill to make the effect on it. Alright. And it's done, it's working. We're on track. Ah, so much easier with GPS. Anyway, looks like we've done about... Yeah, I had to put up with about 30 minutes of me, so I suppose... There used to be an old comedy series on television radio starring a guy called Harry Worth, very funny comedian. I enjoyed his stuff. But the title of one of the series was 30 minutes worth. Well, that's about what you get from me. So with that, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please consider leaving a like. If you're not subscribed and want to see more, but why should you? Luckily you don't have to pay. I'll tell you what, if I had to pay to watch this, I'd be asked for my money back. You mean you are asking for your money back? Oh, I wish I'd have kept quiet. Any comments, questions, queries, suggestions even? I thought on this series there's probably no good but in suggestions because it's run over 100 episodes, so I'm not going to make many changes now. The equipment's fairly much set, mainly because it's all got to be MR and there's not quite so much stuff being MR'd now 19, so still some fresh stuff is going onto the database. You know, I'm surprised at how much it is. And this is one of the things, I never really played enough with MR in the past. I played with it at the start of the series. Then, when we got the Stevie's JCBs, which weren't, I stopped MR again. Now I'll restart the game and change my JCB back to standard in game one. Yeah, it's satisfying some people, is the check we got everything. So yeah, I read every comment, by the way, and I try to acknowledge everyone, and I try and reply to the majority. I won't say reply to everyone. Should be able to. There's not too many of you bother to see if you make contact with the dead. I mean, make contact with me. Anyway, after all that, I think it's time for me to let you lot go. Get back to your work or whatever else you're meant to be doing. That's all from me, man. Cheerio for now. Cheerio.